Hey, nerd, go fuck yourself. You're a nerd, too. We were just in nerd class together. Yeah, but you're more of a nerd. Nerd. Where's your pocket protector, nerd? It's on your shirt.
Hi, my name is David.
What are we doing, David?
Such a Nerd Podcast.
Lies.
That's obviously Josh.
Yeah. And we are joined by a special guest.
His name is
Gary.
Show's over. He spoke.
It's a party of three.
I'm not singing today. No,
Just
no singing.
you and me and that fucker Gary. All right.
Yeah.
My name's Gary.
There you go. That's the official Gary of the podcast.
Dr. Dre. Yeah.
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 All right. So seriously, what are we doing today?
I guess we go into news first.
Well, yeah, but what else are we doing?
We're doing a Call of Duty Black Ops review for Part 3.
Oh, yes, we're doing a COD Piece 3 review.
And we're doing a new fantasy story from me.
Because it's a party of three. All right.
Oh, we need to really fucking freshen this podcast the fuck up.
Okay.
We need some.
Do you have some potpourri?
God damn it!
Jesus!
I hate you so much.
All right.
We need some energy.
So we're going to get into news.
Yeah.
All right.
There's
There's my beeps.
That's my beeps. That's my beeps.
Prometheus 2.
Yeah, which is now apparently Aliens.
They've changed the name again. It's now called Alien Covenant.
Covenant?
Yes.
I thought it was some stupid about being lost in paradise with Bernie.
It was. It was
Alright.
Alien Lost Paradise, and now it's Alien Covenant.
Yeah, I think Ridley Scott's going.
You gotta speak
senile.
up. Speak it up.
I think Ridley Scott is going senile in his old age.
Yeah, probably. How old is he now?
He's like 80.
Yeah, I was gonna say
300.
he's pretty up
He's
there.
pretty up there.
You can just talk louder. You don't have to lean closer. Yeah. You can project
Okay.
your voice.
Yeah, I'll do that.
It comes from the diaphragm.
The
It
what?
comes from the diagram.
Yeah.
It says you're speaking low, put it higher. Diagram.
Diagon Alley.
Oh, sorry. Dude.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I don't know what they're
That
doing with
got
that
quick.
movie.
Yeah, I don't
What?
know.
It's probably going to be bad.
It's probably...
Probably.
Yeah.
What did you think of the first one? I remember you and I talked about it a little bit when it came out, but
So the first one was
Boring.
okay, other than the many plot holes, and there's some bad writing in there, definitely.
a little bit, yeah.
I mean,
little
I
bit.
like that it was in the Alien universe, but it definitely had a lot of issues. So
It had some bad fucking old man effects. This is the worst makeup ever.
It was pretty bad, yeah.
yeah, I mean, it was an okay movie, but it better than like Alien vs Predator, but not
What?
nearly as good as
No.
some of the
Disagree.
older Alien movies.
Disagree.
Better
Alien versus
than-
Predator was better.
Better than Alien 3.
Yeah, better than Alien 4.
David doesn't agree.
You guys are full of shit.
Amongst
Why?
other things.
You
Whatever.
like Alien 4?
I like Alien 4. It's a good movie. It was
Well,
an okay movie.
I mean,
It's
he does,
okay.
he does have the soup bowl or the thermos that turns into a gun. That's pretty cool. But
And also the fact
That's
that the
about it.
alien got the fucking life sucked out of him through a little hole, and you watched his whole body just congealing against the window. That was fucking awesome.
Yeah, but
Congealing.
that Alien hybrid was really stupid looking in
Yeah,
that movie.
it was,
Like, it was
yeah.
just really stupid.
Half
But-
of the movie was really stupid looking.
Well, that's true.
moving on.
Alright, gotcha.
Star Wars Force Awakens has an official runtime.
Ah,
Who wants to guess what it is without looking?
I already did.
4 hours.
Not 4 hours.
No.
I already looked.
It's an hour and 35 minutes. So 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Oh,
It was
you mean
235
135
minutes,
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
2:35
Did I
minutes.
say?
You said
Oh,
an hour and
yeah.
35 minutes. I was like, that's really short.
I'm known for fucking things up.
I thought it said 235 minutes. I should have guessed that.
No, 135, so it's 2 hours and 15 minutes long. So I think that's pretty good. I mean, obviously, they're...
Especially for a movie like that.
Yeah, I think they have a lot of story to tell, so I think it's a good runtime.
All the Star Wars movies are around
I
that,
think,
right? Aren't they about 2 hours long?
So the longest one is Attack the Clones, which I think is about 2 hours and like 28, 29 minutes, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Fun fact, I've never seen that one.
That's,
I've heard it was the worst one, and I just never bothered.
I think I don't know. I was going to say Phantom Menace is probably still the worst, but it does have Darth Maul.
Yeah, it's the only
Darth
redeeming
Maul
part.
is awesome.
Yeah.
And has anybody else noticed, I mean, I already noticed it before it was getting posted everywhere, that the poster kind of makes a big spoiler in it?
How so?
That the moon isn't actually a moon, it's a Death Star.
Well, yeah, that's in the trailer.
And it's like, huh, well, that's not going to be a secret.
No.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Yeah. Already talk of a sequel for Creed.
Oh, man, the first band was shitty.
So Creed is, of course, the story of Apollo Creed's son being trained by Rocky.
Oh, yeah, the new Rocky. I remember now.
Apparently, it's doing so well in test audiences and with, early screenings and stuff like that, they've already announced a sequel for it.
How do you get on that bandwagon? How do you get to be one of those people? It's like, I'm going to watch this movie. I'm going to let people know if there should be a sequel.
You have to suck a lot of cock.
I mean, I've already done that, Josh.
I know. I mean, like right before we went on air, you had me and Gary at the same time. So, I mean, you're a pro, for sure.
It was like sucking one of the small Jimmy Deans by themselves with both of you in there.
It was Jack Links.
Going skiing.
Going skiing.
Fuck yeah.
Suicide Squad, officially a PG-13 movie.
Just made it worse.
I was really hoping for an R. I didn't think they were going to go with an R.
It should have gotten R. If they really wanted people to get... If they really wanted to get attention with that movie, that's what they should have done.
I agree.
Just made it worse, in my opinion.
I agree.
How come Deadpool's the only one with balls these days?
That movie is going to be so good.
It's going to be so fucking awesome.
Going to see it day one.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 script is complete. Entire thing written solely by James Gunn.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch the first one.
You haven't watched it yet?
You know what? So
How have you not watched that
let's
yet?
pause for a second here because...
Pause balls.
Pause balls by going upstairs. Pause balls by going downstairs.
That's the best strategy in the game. Gonna go upstairs and pause balls.
Not bad. Touche.
It was about a month ago
Yeah.
that I gave... Yeah. It was about a month ago that I gave you Avengers Age of Ultron
Yeah.
and Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah.
on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And your homework assignment was to watch them for the following week.
Yeah.
It is now a month later.
I watched Avengers 2, didn't I?
Yes.
Dude, Guardian of the Galaxy looks so stupid.
I honestly think it's better than Avengers 2.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'll watch it tomorrow.
It's-
Jeez.
I don't know. I would have to think about it. I don't know if it's my top Marvel movie, but it's top 2 for sure.
Oh, damn. What's top 1?
Maybe Iron Man.
Maybe. You can't say it's in your top 2 and not know who the other one is.
Well, it's Iron Man and Guardians of the Galaxy are top 2. I don't know which one I would put ahead of the other.
Iron Man 2 is better Iron Man.
No. Fox officially moving forward with Fantastic Four 2.
God damn it.
So this is kind of weird because Fox has been trying to do an X-Men related TV show for a while. Mm-hmm. They have the rights to the movies, but not to the TV. So
How does that work?
I don't know, but that's the case. Marvel recently gave them rights to do a TV show.
Really?
So I think everybody was kind of assuming, hey, we'll go ahead and let you make an X-Men TV show, but you got to give us Fantastic Four back. Not the case.
Maybe that's what part of the Spider-Man deal? I don't know.
That's kind of weird. Didn't they try to... I thought that Fox tried to do a Generation X TV show back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and it never went anywhere.
It flopped.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Who was
a
that?
Nick Fury TV show with David Hasselhoff.
Yes.
What?
I think they did a TV movie for that as well.
Yeah.
I didn't know that
Never
one.
went anywhere. Yeah.
No.
God damn it.
Yeah, I remember watching, my friend was like, dude, you gotta watch the Generation X TV show, because if it does well, it's gonna get a series. I watched it. I thought it was okay. I mean, like you said, it was late 90s TV.
It's not good.
It's only, it's only so much you can do.
Right.
So, I mean, it is what it is.
And apparently it's... I don't know. I don't know if they were trying to get something out of it and being nice and just didn't get anything, or...
Yeah, it's just weird because, I mean, we've talked about it before. Marvel is just, like, royally fucking over Fox as far as the comic books go. Because
just to be like... And then just green light, go ahead, make an X-Men show.
Aren't they just, like, writing out all the mutants? And,
yeah,
and Fantastic Four doesn't have an ongoing comic
Fantastic
anymore.
Four has essentially been canceled. Wolverine is now female. There's just so much shit that they're doing.
They made Iceman gay randomly.
Yeah, can't be with Rogue anymore. You're gay. Gem and the Holograms. Officially pulled from theaters.
Wow.
I know, right?
It was that bad?
How bad does a movie have to do to get pulled from theaters? That's fucking horrible.
Apparently Jim bad.
That's a new term, Jim bad. How bad is it? Fucking Jim bad. X-Men Age of Apocalypse first trailer will be attached to Star Wars Force Awakens.
So that means I'm going to see it.
Of course, yeah. Provided you get there on time.
Dude.
Because I'm not waiting for you. I'm telling you right now.
I'm down the street.
Okay. I'm just saying.
I'm closer than you'll be.
I'm just saying. I'm not waiting for you.
Fuck you.
Shia LaBeouf.
Is that right? How do you pronounce his name for real?
I think it's LaBeouf.
Well,
I thought it was LaBeouf.
He did a 3-day stream.
Watching his own movies?
Watching his own movies. Apparently he fell asleep during the Transformers movies.
I don't blame him.
I just thought that was funny.
I thought he should have fallen asleep during all of them, but...
Holes is good.
Holes?
Yeah.
And did they say why he was doing that? All I saw was like, it's for a rumored project that he's doing or something. I don't know.
He really does
kind of
think
out
he's
there
artistic.
with his art.
Yeah,
stuff.
I just chalk it up to Shia LaBeouf being Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
He thinks he's artistic when he's not. Once you're in a Michael Bay movie, you've lost the ability to say you're artistic. My opinion.
Yeah. Well.
I hope you have insurance for that spaceship. Fuck that.
Last bit of movie news, but Daniel Fleetwood, who we talked about last week.
Yeah.
The Star Wars fan who had terminal cancer, he was allowed a screening of the movie.
Yeah.
Passed away a few days later at age 32. So, I mean, he said it himself. He felt like he was staying alive to see the movie, and then
he
saw the movie, and he was gone.
I mean, it's really cool that they let him see the movie, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
imagine if they were just in the talks about it and that happened. How bad would Disney and Abrams look right now?
Well,
not that they'd look bad. I mean, if they were giving it thought and it was like, oh, well, this happened. But that's not the case. They let him see the movie and everything, so at least he got to watch it.
Yeah.
Man, I hope it didn't end on a cliffhanger.
I mean, they've already said there's going to be episode 8 and 9, so it may very well. Who knows?
Who knows? We'll never know until December.
Until December. Is it fucking December 18th yet? Jesus.
Jesus! I'm not doing it. I'm not putting it there. It's my edit. I'm going to put Lion King.
Okay. Because that makes sense. Jesus Christ.
I don't think that was in The Lion King.
No. Moving on to video game news. Battlefront coming out on Tuesday.
I don't care.
Yep, getting it.
You can play it now with EA Access if you have it.
Nope.
Alright, cool.
I still don't care. I played the beta and I lost all interest in it.
Well, that's why you're stupid.
I don't know. I enjoyed it. Did you play the beta? Yeah, I think they did a good job. And I think that the people complaining about lack of a single-player campaign is kind of funny because the other two didn't have single-player campaigns. I mean, you could play against bots, but it wasn't a campaign per se.
Yeah. What was they had a mode in Battlefront 2, it was like Galactic Conquest or something like that.
A lot of people complain that that's not in the new one.
Yeah, and that was kind of a bummer for me that they're not going to have that, because I did like that mode. It was, it did have a little bit of a story behind it. You were like, Vader's, the Fist of Vader. Oh, fuck, I can't remember.
Somebody's going to fist Vader.
No, it's like his personal stormtrooper. I want to say it's like the 535th Battalion or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it kind of like followed the story of them. So there was a little bit of a story to it, but yeah, I liked the mode. I thought it was cool. Yeah. Definitely would have liked to see it back.
It just plays like Battlefield, and I don't really care.
Can I just kick you in the balls? You're like right there.
I don't care. Go ahead.
I enjoyed the beta.
Bars.
I mean, I enjoyed the beta. So
yeah, I thought it was fucking
I thought it was
beautiful.
okay, but I didn't really
it's a very good looking
care. Game. I just didn't care. It was like, well, this is a thing.
Well, I've already revoked your node card, so I can't revoke it anymore.
I also think Fallout 4 is trash, and I refuse to buy it.
So. Bullshit.
It looks exactly like Fallout 3, and I thought that game was garbage.
All right.
We're going to talk about that next week.
I love doing this.
StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void sells 1 million copies in 24 hours. Now, this was kind of surprising to me because I lost all interest in StarCraft 2 like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I lost interest once I found out it's going to be 3 games that you have to pay full price for.
Yes. And like, Heart of the Swarm came out, and like 2 months after it came out, they dropped the price by like $20. So then I bought it, but this, I'm like, I'm not paying $60 for this game again. Not doing it.
My question is, what were they thinking of releasing it the same day as Fallout 4?
There's that.
I didn't even know it came out.
Yeah. It definitely didn't have the advertising of Fallout 4.
No,
Fallout 4 has been everywhere.
But like, also, they've been working on this fucking... I don't want to call it a game because it's literally an expansion. That's what it is. But they're charging
$60 expansion that you don't have to own the originals for.
They've been working on this for like 4 years plus, and I don't know.
Yeah, but it's the conclusion of the story.
I'll fucking watch it on YouTube.
You know what? The conclusion was the end of the first StarCraft 2, and it was beautiful. And I didn't play the second one, and I'm not playing the third one.
All right. Friday the 13th game did a crowdfunding exercise.
Yes.
It got up to $800,000.
That's it?
That's it.
I thought it was at least going to break $2 million.
No. That's Shenmue territory there.
What did it need to hit?
I don't know. I tried to look into it to see what the goal was. I couldn't find anything. But, yeah, $800,000, so who knows if we're going to get
it's going to happen.
You think
it was already a budget title that was getting worked on that was considered just based off of Friday the 13th.
So, is it going to be along the same lines of, let's say, Evolve? Where, like, one person is one person's Jason? And
they already said that's what they're trying to work with.
Yeah, that's what I took it as, and I don't know if Evolve didn't succeed because they pissed everybody off with their DLC schemes for the different monsters, but I don't know, you have to kind of wonder. I guess you said it's a budget, or it was a budget title, but I don't know how successful, despite it being a licensed game, it's going to be.
Well, apparently the game looked so good. I think originally it was just called Summer Camp, and it was just a random murderer, and they're like, oh my god, this game, this is perfect. This will be the Friday the 13th game everybody wanted. So the studio contacted them, but for some reason the studio wasn't going to pay them to do it. So there was a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
That I never understood. It's like, oh, you had so much faith that you said go to the internet and ask for money? It's whatever, though, but that's still a good chunk of change for something that the studio's not going to have to pay for, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I guess you got to think, there hasn't been a Friday the 13th game since the Nintendo one, right?
Yep.
Is that the only other one that's ever
come
out?
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. But, like I'm saying, if the executives have that much faith in the game, there obviously must be something to it. And I've watched some of the behind-the-scenes shit that they did with fucking Kane was there. So, I don't know. I think it'll be fun. I think if it's not too expensive, like I said, it's an indie game for the most part. $15-$20, I'll throw that at him.
Yeah.
So I'll play as Jason.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So Fallout 4, as you just talked about.
Yes.
Shipped 12 million copies its first day, which is a record breaker. So keep in mind that's 12 million copies shipped, not necessarily purchased.
Sold. But I'm pretty sure it was close to that.
Yeah, probably. Dragon Quest VIII is getting a re-release on 3DS.
Oh, wait. Was that all the Fallout 4 news we had?
We're going to talk about Fallout next week.
Next week?
Yeah.
I have one more little tidbit.
Okay.
It already beat GTA 5's online of people playing it.
Really?
On or it was on Steam, right?
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, it was most concurrent users on the same game.
I was like, oh my god, that quickly?
Yeah.
Everybody's on the Fallout boat.
Yeah.
Except me. I mean, if you enjoy it, good on you, but it's not my cup of tea. It's not my shot of whiskey.
Okay. It's not your Miller Lite in your hand.
It's not. This is, though. And I'm going to drink it while you announce the next
this
one.
is not Fallout 4. So yeah, Dragon Quest VIII is getting a re-release on 3DS, so I'm pretty excited about that because I never
Imagine
played...
that, a Fallout 4 fucking advertisement while we're talking.
Yes, we have a UFC stream going in the background here, so we can watch the Ronda Rousey murder that's going to
The legal stream.
Yeah.
Our legal stream that we bought.
Yeah, I played for it. But yeah, I'm excited about the re-release because I never actually played all the way through Dragon Quest VIII. So being able to have it on the 3DS and...
So 8 was the PS2
yes.
one? Okay.
That was Dragon Ball,
King
Dragon Quest.
Or something. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, they could all go Super Saiyan and shit. Brandon convinced me to buy it, and I fucking hated it.
The Dragon Quest games are an acquired taste.
They are.
They're very different from Final Fantasy. There's a lot of grinding.
What ended up happening with that is I played like 2 or 3 hours, and I got so pissed off, I went and took it back to GameStop to get the full refund because it was used. And I took that, and I finally bought Final Fantasy X. And played that for the first time, and I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
So it was like, this is so much better.
It's an acquired taste.
Yeah, it is. It is for sure.
I didn't appreciate it, even though I really did want to see them all go Super Saiyan, but I just couldn't do it.
Oh, the main character is totally Gohan.
He looks like him. Yeah.
That's the main reason I bought it, is I saw the screenshots, and I was like, dude, is this like a Dragon Quest game?
Akira Toriyama just has a very distinct art style, like all of his characters.
Doesn't differentiate farly from one another.
Not really.
It really doesn't.
No.
I love him still. I don't care.
Speaking of Final Fantasy, though, Cloud is in Super Smash Brothers.
Next.
I sent you the link, David, on Facebook to let you know.
Why?
Because you hate Smash
No.
Brothers?
No. Why would he be in Smash Brothers?
I have no idea.
That was never a Nintendo character to begin with.
One of the rumors is that people think it's because Nintendo's new NX console that they're coming out with. They think that the
Final
remake
Fantasy VII remake
of 7 is
going
to come out to it. That's the rumor, anyways.
Well, it's alright. No, it really hasn't been said what kind of console they're aiming for with that.
They have not, and I guess they're not announcing it until next year. What exactly it's even going to be?
I would think Sony had some kind of rights to that, but I guess not.
Well, you would have thought that they would have had Cloud in that PlayStation All-Stars game before they would have had it in a Nintendo console.
That would have been the best place for them.
Yeah, but they didn't.
Whatever. Fuck Smash. It's never going to happen.
Look, here's the cool thing about Smash.
I'd smash it on the ground for free.
No, here's the cool thing about it.
Okay.
Back to you, Gary.
Hey, look,
that was a great segment.
All right, look, I like Smash Brothers because it is a fun party game. I get it.
It's a fun what game?
Party game. Party game. Party game. Party game.
Thank you.
I have never said that it's a hardcore fighting game, and I get that at EVO the fans of it are kind of douchebags.
A little bit, yeah.
So,
and it doesn't help that they get 2 of the stages because they cried so much they got Melee back.
I mean, I get it. I'm not a hardcore fighting game fan, like you guys are, but I enjoy playing Smash Brothers. But party game. I get the hate. I get why it is hated by you too.
Yeah, it's very hated here.
All right, last bit of news, and this is something I wanted to talk to both of you guys about because I think you'll probably both have different opinions on it. But
okay,
Street Fighter V is making some changes.
Okay.
So I'm sure you probably heard about this. I don't know if you did, Gary. They are toning down some of the sexual appeal of the females.
Yeah, I heard about that, and it's bullshit.
Okay, so basically what they're doing, the biggest one I think is probably Armika.
The butt slap.
The butt slap. So when you do her super, like the camera pans over and she smacks her ass a couple times and then does her super.
The ass jiggles a lot.
Ass jiggle, yeah.
Lots of ass jiggle.
Ass jiggle's great. They've changed it so she still does the motion, but with the angle that the camera is, you don't see her ass.
Okay.
So she still does the motion, you still hear the smacks, but you don't see anything. They're also talking about changing Cammy's uniform and some of the camera angles of her specials.
Well, she did have some camel toe going.
Yeah, she had Cammy toe.
There was some Cammy toe. You could easily see it.
So
now it's way worse.
The first part that I wanted to bring up is is it a good or bad change?
I think it's an unnecessary change.
Well, my question is, why are they changing it? Was there fan outcry that this, it's too hypersexualized and it needs to be changed? I mean, look at like Dead or Alive. They've gone overboard with it. They've not.
There's a vocal minority that thinks that the females are being too sexualized.
The fuck was that? We got ghosts. Spooky scary.
There's a vocal minority that feels that the female characters are being too sexualized. My whole point with that is, if you look back when Cammy first came out in Super Street Fighter 2, I think her outfit was even skippier than it is now.
It was, and she always did the I'm going to turn around and show my ass thing.
Yeah, she's basically wearing a thong when she wins the match. She turns and her ass is towards the camera.
Victory, you can see my butt cheeks.
Yeah, exactly. Ass cheeks from heaven.
Oh, what is that? Oh, peppermint creams.
Yes, peppermint creams.
Hell yeah. Into sex party.
So, unnecessary change for you. I kind of agree, and the reason that I agree is because you've already done that. Like, you've already showed Armika doing the super, so even if you change it now, you can go on YouTube and type in Armika Super. It's going to be there forever. You can go watch it. So what's the point of changing it if you can just go watch it at any time?
To make the whiny fan people shut up.
PC, bro?
PC, bro.
You gotta be PC, bro. Dude, I thought it was fine. Who really cares that much? Oh my god, a fake character smacked her ass. You over-sexualized a person who doesn't exist. What?
I mean, granted, it has no effect on the gameplay of the game, but it just seems like a weird change for them to make.
So, my second question would be, with this game, we've had, like, unprecedented beta access with this game.
Randomly.
Yeah, we've seen, like, the game from its initial, 6 characters that they announced all the way up till now. You can play it online. Like, no other fighting game has ever done this before. If they didn't have such an inclusive beta, do you think it would have been an issue?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Probably not, because nobody would really would have known about it, that they're, changing it after the fact.
Yeah, that was kind of my point.
It'd have been somebody bitched about it online. There were people talking about it, and a month later it would have died. But now when they're sitting there taking community opinion, they were like, well, we got to change this, guys. And it's like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
Tell them to stop crying. It's fucking ass cheeks. We all got them.
Last part I wanted to get your opinions on.
Okay.
Do you feel like Capcom is kind of opening Pandora's box with this? Because they released the alternate costume for Ryu, which everybody's calling Hot Ryu.
Hot Ryu?
He's shirtless.
He doesn't have a beard.
He's got a beard, so everybody's calling it Hot Ryu.
I called him Hobo Ryu.
Oh, well, whatever. So, are they opening Pandora's box with doing this? Because you have, let's just say there's, a 18-year-old girl playing this game. She's like, Armika offends me because her tits are hanging out. You can see her cleavage. She smacks her ass.
Cleavage.
I go to Cleveland to see cleavage.
I went to hang out in Cleveland, Ohio.
So, you have this, let's just say it's, like I said, 18-year-old girl, and are you opening Pandora's box to now having guys be like, oh, well...
Dude, why has he got to have his shirt off?
Yeah, he's got a fucking 20-pack.
Because she had cleavage hanging out, I can see his nipples.
That's what I'm talking about. Wow!
I actually want to go online and start making that argument tomorrow. It's all stupid, and it's just how far can the crybabies get?
Yeah, and that's kind of my point.
I mean, I think anybody's going to be offended by something, so I don't know. Why would you...
Look, I mean, unless they were threatening to make the game M-rated because of it, that's the only reason I would see to change it.
Well, it's like when DOA came to the 3DS, Nintendo made them change the cover because you could see Kasumi's panties under the fucking thing she's wearing. I don't know what those things are called.
Shinobi garb.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hungry? Why wait? This episode of the Session Era Podcast is brought to you by Snickers.
Not really, but okay. Not really.
We got a whole bag under us.
There's Snickers in your mouth. All right, so we all agree change is unnecessary. Fuck it.
Fully unnecessary. It's stupid, and it's just caving into whiny civilization at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
Agreed.
How much shit do you watch from Japan? I watch a lot of anime. I'm pretty sure nobody's complained about censorship over there.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, that's a good point. Are they doing this censorship in the Japanese version of the game as well?
They're doing it for all versions.
It's all versions. The way they're working this is everybody's getting the same version this time.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry, I'm eating. I don't normally do that while we're podcasting.
He's got my cock in his mouth, so it's all good.
It's only 2 inches and it's black.
Wait a second. All right, so we're going to take our first break. We're going to come back, and David is going to review Call of Black Duties.
No, I'm going to read the story first.
If your duty's black for that long, you should probably get it checked out.
See you, doctor.
What? I'm
So we're
dropping
gonna
the Snickers wrapper.
Wait, we're going to come back and do Tales of Titty?
Yeah, let's do the new... It's still the fantasy fiction segment, but now it's called Tale of the Titty.
All right.
This will be official episode canon, episode 2.
The things they feel. These are things that I don't care about. There's just one thing that makes me wanna shout. Why can't I shoot a load on your face? Forget the world, it's a messed up place. There's no tomorrow, there's no time to waste. Just let me put a load on your face.
That's a perfect spot to come back on.
This is David, we're coming back. This is Josh, he's hanging out over there.
Yeah.
This is Gary, he's hanging out over here. And I heard you guys came here to hear a little bit of Tale of the Titty.
So, funny story,
Titty tales.
real quick, before we get into this.
Shout out to fantasy fiction.
That's still a thing?
Yep, that's the whole thing.
Okay.
That's the story. We're going on break.
So no, I read the first part of this story, 7 episodes ago?
Yeah, you started the journey.
Yes. And then we announced 3 weeks ago that you were going to be reading this part.
Yeah.
And then in true such a nerd fashion, you hit me up on Wednesday and you were like, I guess I should write the story, huh?
Well, after the debacle that turned into Xenogears taking every bit of time we had for a little while, we're still working on that.
Yeah.
We didn't really put forth too much effort on trying to bring in too many segments because it was like, dude, this episode's already going to be like an hour long on the Xenogears segment. It's like, yeah, it is. We should just do like a random top 10 or something.
No, I just thought it was funny that you were like, all right, 3 weeks from now, we're going to do a story, and then 3 days before, you're like, damn, I should probably write this story, huh?
Well, honestly, I didn't think I was going to do it.
Why?
Because it takes time to write stories.
Oh, Jesus.
But I wrote one, didn't I?
Yeah.
Do your best work under pressure.
Actually, I think I do. I'm not going to lie. When you just think you have all the time in your world, you're like, I'll just write 3 sentences. Good enough. Because that's what happened when I started. I wrote 2 parts, and I was like, I'll finish the rest later. And then today I was like, ooh, I got to write a story. So, I did it.
So we have part 2 of what we are calling Tales of the Titty.
Tales of the Titty Part 2.
All right.
Technically, we've had, what is it? We've had 3 episodes?
No,
2.
4.
2 others.
No,
Yeah, I'm saying 2 others. There was the one where I did the fantasy fiction in one of their worlds, and then I did Titty with Clitoris, and then started you saying that we should... Yeah.
Okay.
So they're like pilot episodes.
Yeah.
So the pilots never are canon, but sometimes they bring elements over that are canon, which is like, I can't get the names right anymore. Hammer Mace Fichtenstein was the original?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we have Mace Hammer Steinfisten.
Yes.
It's the greatest name ever. So this is the continuation of our journey.
All right.
In the land of Titty Clitoris. Josh, do you want to give a small recap as to the last episode while I drink some beer?
Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
Frieza!
So when we started the story, we had a druid, and they were in the town of Taintsville. There was a temple built to an ancient deity called Harinth.
Was there?
Yes.
I missed that part.
Harinth, damn it.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Okay. So they had to embark on a quest. They heard that the dreaded Dick Xenomorph Queen had been reborn.
Yes.
So they were trying to find a hero that would take them, or that would go on a quest in order to get these relics in order to defeat.
These feet.
In order to defeat the Dick Xenomorph Queen, so we met our hero, Mace Hammer Steinfisten.
The sandwich maker.
The sandwich maker. He makes an awesome grilled cheese sandwich.
Hey, it's canon.
He was on a journey on the Sea of Panama. And him and the captain were attacked by a dreaded blood demon.
which came from a vagina.
Yes, because where else is it going to come from?
And that's where the story picks up.
All right.
Nowhere near there! The thin elven man with the beard stood steady as he watched the goblin slowly surrounding him. See, should we have announced the prompts before I started? Did we announce them at all, ever?
Yeah, we did, last episode.
Okay.
So they're goblins, magical farts, and oranges. Not the color, the fruit.
The fruit.
All right.
Da fruit, whatever. The thin elven man with the beard, it's got to be a beard, see? It's No Shave November, stood steady as he watched the goblin slowly surrounding him. He growled as he wasn't used to somebody interrupting his nightly walk / fap in the woods. The moon hung high in the sky above, and the evening had settled. These foul, visceral beasts have come... they've come everywhere. Everywhere. And they have become more common lately. And it seemed as if his fears were true. At least one of them. Either they had found a stash of nudie scrolls, or they were growing more violent by the day. The small, snarling creatures started moving closer, having surrounded him under the cover of night. He drew his spiked gauntlets from his waist and fastened them as he grinned slowly. I'd say there's about 20 of you. I guess you just don't like to live. He stated as he could hear the foul goblin snickering, the sound of steel shifting as they started to ready their weapons, looming ever closer to the prey that they had found themselves locked in with their marauding gaze. As the elf readied his gauntlets, a faint mechanical sound could be heard. As they locked into the place of the musculature about his forearms, he smashed them together, sparks firing off to give a hint gaze around of his surrounding enemies. My brother Gary's new weapons will be tested today. Hi, Gary.
Hey, that's me.
He's a master of known mechanics, and I've been dying to test these bitches out like a new seasonal stout from my favorite brewery. Can't wait to bash some brains in like I can't wait to test off that tightly sealed cap with a bottle opener. Hey, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking Newcastle.
Are those Twist
Brown
Tops?
Ale. They are not.
Oh, I was just checking. The attackers slowly started to approach as the tension grew. Even the insects of the forest grew quiet. Only the sounds of the occasional draft of wind started to take the atmosphere as the moon faintly lit the woods. After a few moments, the tension snapped, and a goblin leaped from the tree, barreling down on the elf with a fist raised high. I guess that fucktard got his weapon and dinner confused. But it didn't matter because the elf snapped back, crouched, leaped upwards, spinning to the side as he yelled, "Shoryuken!" He called out as the turbines of the gauntlet could practically sense his actions. The spikes in the gauntlet met the belly of the goblin, hydraulics pushed out, spikes went through his belly, and they ripped the snot-green motherfucker in half. 2 parts of the corpse dropping to the ground, blood raining everywhere as the goblins were taken back. Hesitation filled the air, and the elf looked around as the glowing green eyes that surrounded him, seeing a few of them starting to settle back further into the woods. He chuckled as he noticed the attackers relinquishing. I see a few of you cowards have already started to think about your decisions tonight. Well, I will give you one thing to take with you. If you value your lives, remember my name and spread it to your shitbag civilization. My name is Jesse. Jesse Hasteling. I'm gonna murk all you monster motherfuckers. Hey, Gary.
Hey, guy.
What do you think of the story so far?
It's pretty good so far. It's pretty good.
Does it seem close to you at all, anyway?
You're not recounting real life?
I thought this was real. At those words, the fear in the goblins were replaced with hate, and they sprung into action, leaping forward with their fish drawn. The fuck is going on? Are they really attacking this dude with fish? Jesse leapt into action, doing a spinning kick and spouting out a phrase no one could ever really say, but I'm gonna try. I'll punch your dick in, taint! As the words flooded the air, 3 goblins went flying, 2 of them slamming into trees, the third right off a fucking cliff. And as he collided with the craggy rocks below, he exploded. Hey, that's how 80s action does shit. Yeah. If you went off a cliff, you're blowing up. As Jesse captured his ground, he once more knelt down, drawing back his hands, and the soft glow of the moon was met with the glowing of the gauntlets as they started to burn red. Hadouken!
Hadouken!
I may have gotten these ideas from somewhere.
Yeah, maybe.
Jesse yelled, throwing out a fireball that torched a few of the goblins. Screams of the little green bastards started to fill the air as the smell of some wonderfully flame-seared rockfish for the nose. These goblins sure picked some tasty weapons. The goblin managed to latch onto Jesse's back and tried to bear hug him. That proved futile as Jesse reached back with one of the gauntlets, grabbing. The sound of the turbines kicking in as he found the head and squeezing the mechanized power, and the goblin's shrill cry was only cut off by the head popping like a zit on prom night.
Yeah.
The small corpse collapsing from his back as he drew his attention in front of him. Two goblins darting as quickly as did his leg, knocking them both from their feet, spinning with a moment and using his weight, plunging a haymaker that snapped them both into the sky. As quickly as they disappeared from view, I'd say they had that effect when you knock a guy out and smash, but I have no respect for that game, so they blew out into motherfucking space. He slowly looked around and he seemed to have bested the goblins. He took a few steps into the woods, the soft glow of the moon enough to reveal to him what he was looking for as he stood by a large oak tree. He brushed aside the leaves and sure enough, his nudie scrolls were safe and intact. Though there was a sound coming from the distance, he quickly hid them. His brother was in some kind of walking spider bot that isn't the one from Xenogears, but it was really similar. And if the legal team at Square Enix would like to ever bring this up, you can contact my lawyer, Vanilla Ice, and he will explain to you the differences. Gary, what has brought you all the way out here, my genius and loving brother? Elder Chieftain said you gotta go on a magical adventure to get him jerk-off lotion. Relic was soothing. Ah, yes, even as now you a genius, you are still a poetic speaker. He stated softly, looking around. It was still early in the evening, and he couldn't even imagine embarking on such a quest this late. Brother, it's still early in the evening, and I can't even imagine embarking on a quest this late. Don't worry, bruh. I made this magical potion that I put all up in the guts of this orange fruit thing, and you can just eat it, and you will be where you need to be. I've already received the finger once. Just once. Gary hopped down from the spider bot that's not the one from Xenogears and handed Jesse the orange. He took it into his hand and shrugged lightly, peeling the fruit and dropping the orange peel to the ground like a dirty fucking litter bug. He slowly took to the fruit and shrugged. In between bites he spoke, so... How'll I get back after I finish this quest? Oh yeah, I forgot. Let me get you the other thing you need, bruh. I might get smacked by the end of this. Gary stated as he moved to climb back into his spider bot. As he did, Jesse's vision began to grow hazy, and as he finished the orange, he dropped to the ground, unconscious. Gary continued the search, unable to find what he was looking for, but the raucous sound of an exploding asshole took the air. Jesse trembled and the back of his pants blew out from the force of the raunchy fart, starting to slowly push him along the ground before rocketing his body off into the night sky, setting out sleeping and flying east. Disappearing into the night sky, Gary stood up slowly as the sound of that magical ass gas faded into the distance, pulling out his magical apple. Oops, it was in my pocket. Durr! Cut to... The waters on the Sea of Panama were casting the boat around as the raging blood demon was staring down Mace Hammer. The two were in an intense stare down before Mace finally launched at the beast, his sword drawn back. The creature howled as the claws latched out, catching the blade. The jaws seemed to unhinge as they opened wider with the beast letting out a scream, throwing its hand away and taking the sword from Mace. The metal clanged down against the wooden deck of the boat as Mace Hammer leapt back, freed his weapon, and I fucked that up. He was freed of his weapon. It's gone. He don't have it. He glared at the monster and pulled his fists up and got ready to box that bitch out. Though everyone stopped and started looking around. What the fuck, dude? Said Mace as he looked around, dropping his hand slowly. Who the hell is letting out the longest squeaker I've ever heard in my fucking life? Is it you, demon? He pointed accusingly. The naked captain, as well as the other mates of the ship, were confused as the squeaker grew louder and louder, turning from a squeaker to a full roaring anal orchestra as it blasted closer. With a fist drawn back and the gauntlets hissing as the fart finally topped off with a small bird, Jesse thrusted the gun. I'm so glad you didn't spit that out. Jesse thrusted the gauntlet, splattering the blood demon's head, the viscera splattering across the deck, the body melting into a puddle of blood as he let his feet onto the floor, sliding and bracing the rail of the ship, slowly turning, looking it all around. Hey, that didn't look like a person. I was allowed to kill that, right? Jesse asked, looking around, eyes widening as he noticed that everyone except one person on that goddamn boat was naked. Where the fuck are your clothes? And oh god, is this an orgy boat? This is a fucking orgy boat, and it's all fucking dudes. I'm straight, man. What the fuck is going on here? The one-clothed man walked over. The sword laying on the deck, he scooped up into his hand, sheathing slowly and shaking his head. They were merely skinny dipping for the 13th time on this voyage. There's nothing to worry about. Tell me your name, Mace spoke, holding out a hand to the man. Jesse glanced to it for a moment and took it, shaking it firmly with blood-covered gauntlets. My name is Jesse Hastling. My name is Mace Hammer Steinfisten. What has brought you to us this day on my boat? I'm on a quest to find the oil of aloe. The handshake slowed and Mace Hammer slowly narrowed his eyes as he spoke. Well, it seems we have one thing in common, and I suppose now to find if you are a friend or a foe. To be continued. That's it. That's the end.
Dropping the story.
So now you can figure out if you think he's an enemy or a friend.
All right.
I have plans to bring you back.
I got big plans. Bring you back.
I got big plans for you.
Gary's like, oh, yeah.
Gary, did you like your character in my story?
Thinking that it sounded exactly like me.
Did you really like him, bruh? Look, I don't know what he's going to do with your brother in the next story. He might kill him. But I did have plans for your character to come back, and you'll be surprised the direction I was going to take. I'm planning this out. This is a long story. Yeah. You have the spider bot. That's not from Xenogears.
Not from Xenogears.
Not at all. Vanilla Ice can tell you the difference. Fuck yeah.
Very good.
Alright, so we're going to take a break. We're going to come back, and David's going to review some COD Piece 3.
I'm loving the fact that this whole episode's based on my content.
Yes, it is.
Alright, what time do we got on that? Oh, shit. Alright, yeah, let's do it. Have returned now and we're doing a review. His name is Josh. I gotta say you. This is uncomfortable.
Alright, so you're going to talk about some COD Piece 3.
This is Gary. We can't leave him out of the introduction.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Barry Manilow.
Alright.
Yes, I'm going to talk about some Black Ops
My
3.
darling, I can't get enough of your love, baby.
Right.
That's Barry White.
Oh, it is Barry White.
It is,
right.
but who cares?
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Nobody listening. Talking to you, Kirk, Gary, David, Josh, Jesse,
Amy.
Hastling.
What the fuck is an Amy?
It's the wife of the podcast.
Yeah.
Cousin of the podcast. There's the military of the podcast. There's what was that one? He had the great name.
There's Gun Under the podcast.
There was the
Chota Boy the
Verizon
podcast.
Chota Boy, thank you. We have our redneck of the podcast.
Yes.
Love you guys. I hope you're listening. You better be listening. So, all of our fans are something of the podcast.
Yeah. That's how we roll.
Sometimes that's how you gotta roll. Dog. That's how you gotta roll. Bruh. Fuck yeah. Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Doesn't have anything to do with Call of Duty Black Ops 1 or 2.
Okay.
Story is...
I don't know why it's gotta be black. Sounds kind of racist to me.
Because that's the way they do, dog.
Okay.
It's the way they do. Story kind of got scrapped for the idea of a co-op multiplayer campaign, so it's 4 players now.
Okay.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
Everybody loves 4-player.
Why not?
You'd never skip the 4-player.
4-player Mario Kart 64.
So they went Halo campaign?
Yeah, they did that in Halo back on like Halo 3, but
Yeah.
whatever. And they kept it story. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
The story's shit now.
I wouldn't say it's shit. I didn't care at all about it. I found myself skipping most of the story segments. Like, just get to the gunfight. That's what I'm here for. You're playing fucking Call of Duty. You're not here to be like... You're not like going into Xenogears. You're not there for the story.
The earlier Call of Duties, they had a decent story, I would argue.
The last good story was Call of Duty 4, in my opinion.
Modern Warfare 2, I thought.
But even then, I can't even tell you what the story of Call of Duty 4 is. So. The only thing I remember from Modern Warfare 2 is the one thing they wanted you to remember, which was the airport scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I remember anything else from the story? Nah. I remember more from the story of Call of Duty Ghosts than I remember of Modern Warfare 2. And that's just because apparently that was a real-world technology they were working on, where instead of shooting something from space like a weapon, they're just shooting a metal rod, which from the force of entering the atmosphere and coming down actually acts like practically a nuke.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a real thing. I read some article after it came out, and I was like, oh my god, you could just shoot a metal rod from space and it's practically that forceful?
Goes right up somebody's butthole.
Imagine being the guy that lands on.
Right up his butthole.
2 seconds of pleasure for an eternity of death. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. The story's forgettable. It's the same shit it always is. It's set piece after set piece for the most part. Do this skirmish, set piece, do skirmish, set piece.
Still infinitely spawning enemies until you hit a checkpoint.
Not really, but kind of. And the one thing they did different with it is after you get past the initial missions, you can actually pick which missions you go on, because 4-player co-op, nobody's going to want to play that next mission. So there's certain ones that are locked out until you complete others, but for the most part, you can just skip anywhere in the story. It's hit or miss. I never cared about story in a Call of Duty. But it's there. God, my burps are everywhere. So, other than that, you get into zombies mode, which I am in the minority because I don't care about zombies.
No.
Yeah.
I found no entertainment in zombies.
I liked it in the other ones, I guess.
Everybody
Black
liked
Ops,
it.
I guess, was Black Ops the
Black
original one the
Ops.
first one to do it? Or?
No, it was World at War.
Oh, okay, I didn't play
That's
World
why
at
it was
War.
Nazi zombies, because you were fighting Nazis, and it's like Nazi zombies, and then all of a sudden it's just zombies. Doesn't matter. Has nothing to do with anything in the game.
This is a horde mode, basically.
Yeah, basically. They added some new stuff. You can become the infected in this one, shit like that. Of course, they got big-name actors, again, like Ron Perlman's in it, and there's some other motherfuckers, I don't care. Ron Perlman was in Sons of Anarchy, he matters.
So let's get on to why you actually care about the game.
Multiplayer. I would say the multiplayer is probably the best it's been in a while, since they're never going to go back to what they were. You're never going to get another World War II shooter or even a modern shooter at this point.
Which is a goddamn shame.
So is it? So this one's all like futuristic.
It's
like
another
the other
futuristic one. It's like Advanced Warfare, but a little further into the future. Like in this one, they added instead of air dashing in any direction, you can only air dash in Erdash. I don't even know if you can air dash. I don't remember off the top of my head. You can do a double jump, but you can run along walls now instead.
Like Titanfall, I guess.
Yeah, just like Titanfall.
Yeah.
Except for it doesn't work as well, in my opinion.
No.
Call of Duty Titanfall.
Yeah, basically, which is Halo Titanfall Call of Duty edition. So, other than like the RC car, everybody thought that was great. Well, now it's like an RC hover car that can stick to walls, so it can ride along the walls on gaps. And I mean, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. I would say I like it better than Halo 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Did the kill streak still work the same as the
Pretty
all the
much.
other games? So you get
just
rewarded
find
for
ones
being.
you find ones that unlock. You unlock them. Blah blah blah. There's a whole system. And as nonchalant as I am, I actually really do like the game. That's what's terrible. Is right now I'm just like it's Call of Duty. What more do you want?
I mean, I have not played a Call of Duty game since Black Ops 1, so I don't know what improvements they've made.
He hasn't
since
played
then.
one since 4.
Nope.
Oh, really?
Nope.
I think Black Ops 1 was the first one to do the Pick 10 system. Where it's like instead of just picking your loadouts, you could sacrifice things to include different perks.
Yeah.
They're still doing that. They're still doing, as you level, you get unlock tokens to basically buy weapons.
Okay.
Anything really changed? Like I said, there's the boost. You still got your red dot sights, your ACOG sights, your thermal scopes, everything like that.
Prestige.
Prestige. The big new thing now is instead of just making a generic person, you get to pick a character. And each of them have, like, 2 different abilities. Like, one has, like, we'll just start with the starter character. I don't remember what he does, but his main thing is you can either pick, like, he has a ground pound where he has these 2 spikes. I'm so close to knowing what it is, but I don't. He basically, after a certain amount of kills and you get a certain amount of points, the spikes are ready, and you can do a massive ground pound where anything in that radius is killed.
Oh, so they get like a finishing move?
Kinda. It's like a kill streak that you collect over time. Say it that way. You can do that, or you can use his ability to gain extra armor. So it's like you can either do that or that for this character, and as you go through the different characters, they all have different things. Like the one I'm using, she gets the ability to access War Machine, which is just a grenade launcher that does like cluster grenades. So once one's fired out, multiple little grenades fire off too and explode in the surrounding area. And it's like there's one that has a bow and arrow or the ability to like hack everybody's terminal or equipment and everything. So shit like that. It adds something new, but it's not like a game breaker. It's another Call of Duty. It's just another Call of Duty. And, you know, I can see why people bitch. It gets high scores and everything. It's still a fun game. I mean, it's still the same game, but it's like people who buy Madden every year
are stupid.
You were that guy for a little while.
Yeah, I was.
We all were that guy at one point. But if something's good, it's good. It's going to be good until it just fades away, and I don't see Call of Duty fading away on this game. I think it's probably the best it's played. I think the mechanics are working the best they've been. I like the new perks and everything. I'm going to have to give it, even though I sound like I hate it, a best game ever. I'm enjoying it. If I want to play a shooter, that's what I'm going to be playing. Right now, I haven't touched it all day. I had the whole day to myself, and I was playing Tales of Zestiria. When I want to play a shooter, I'll probably pick that up, and I'll put it in, and I'll get mad as fuck.
While some 12-year-old tells you about how he fucked your mom last night.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But, like I said, if you're into shooters, you just give in. Just buy it. Or just wait for Star Wars, because everybody wants to play that.
I'm just waiting for Street Fighter.
Well, you got till February.
I know.
So, go pick up Star Wars.
Alright, so we'll take our last break. We'll come back. We'll do Nerdgasms.
Cause you're fucking my heart, fucking my heart, fucking my heart in the ass. Cause you're fucking my heart, fucking my heart, fucking my heart in the ass. Cause you're fucking my heart, fucking my heart, fucking my heart in the ass.
Hey, we are back at Such a Nerd Podcast headquarters. This is Gary to my left. Say hi, Gary.
Heyo.
This is Josh to my front.
Fuck you.
That sounds about right. This is David to the center of my penis. Yes, we have returned once again
To wrap this gavel up, B.
Gabble this wrap up.
Yep.
Yo, MTV raps.
So we're going to get into the Nerdgasms.
I thought you choked for a second there. I was like, oh my god, somebody check Josh.
He's turning blue.
He's in the Blue Man group.
So who's got Nerdgasms?
I'll let Gary go first. Let's throw him on the spot.
So, Fallout 4 is making my chode explode this week.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's really all I played this week. Definitely, graphics, not the base, but gameplay-wise, very cool. Story-wise, very good. I'm not a huge fan of, there's like some base building in it, but it's okay, so maybe it'll grow on me. But
They want you to make it feel more homely.
Yeah, you gotta build your homestead. But Fallout 4.
Fallout 4 for the Jerry. For the Gary Hastelings. Josh, you go.
I have two Nerdgasms.
Oh.
Number one,
Ronda Rousey. Yes, we get it. She's fighting tonight. Who
Shut
cares?
up. Number 1 is Ronda Rousey.
You got knocked the fuck out!
No, it's, as I said, we're watching UFC right now.
Yes.
Not only is their main event Ronda Rousey versus Holly Holm,
Yeah.
the co-main event is another women's bout, which I think is awesome. Because think about 5 years ago where Dana White was like, there will never be women's MMA and UFC, and now you have a main event and co-main event by women. I think is awesome.
And it's some of the bigger pools they have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, that is wonderful and glorious.
So that's my first nerdgasm. Second nerdgasm is Final Fantasy XIV just released a new content patch.
Oh!
So they had all kinds of new shit in there, new dungeons, new quests, new bosses. So
I gives no fuck.
I know
Sorry.
it's all good.
They used to play it.
I did it. And I wish I had more time because I would so be playing it right now.
Yep.
You have no idea how much I want to play MMOs again, but I can't. Can't do it.
What are your nerdgasms, sir?
What are my nerdgasms? Mine's going to be kind of awkward, maybe. My nerdgasm is
awkwardgasms. All right.
Castle Crashers Remastered.
Okay. Was
Anything-
not expecting
What
that.
is that?
It's Castle Crashers with all the DLC included in one sweet package. New characters, more adjustments.
Is this on Steam or?
That was on Xbox Live. If you previously purchased it back in the day, like I did, like many of us did. One of the best beat-em-ups of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
I have it on Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah,
on
it's a good game. Yeah.
I have it on Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam. And Xbox One, because if you bought the original version, you can buy remastered for $5. And I was like, yep, easy day one.
Is that so? That's new. I actually didn't.
It
hear
just
about
came out
that.
recently, yeah.
Huh.
And I bought it, and Call of Duty was out, and Halo was out, and Guitar Hero was out, and I had all three. And guess which games did not get played for almost a week straight? Because I went through and beat Castle Crashers, and then I went through on Nightmare mode, and I beat it again. Fucking love Castle Crashers.
Good
Such a
times.
great game.
Although I wish
is.
you could still do the boomerang on the cornball.
The
stick.
trick?
Yeah.
The level up trick. It would be so much easier. How come everything that's good gets taken away now that people can update?
Yeah.
Do you think it would happen in the original Mario games if the one-up trick was something they didn't know about?
No,
They patch it
they
up.
patch it up.
You think? Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too. Whatever. Either way, Castle Crashers Remastered, still amazing. Fucking one-man punch. Damn it, One Punch Man. Still amazing.
One man punch.
I cannot wait for the next episode of that shit. It's so good. You gotta watch it.
Yeah, if you're into anime, check it out. It's pretty good.
It's good enough to where I don't normally watch subtitled anime. That show I'm watching week to week. I don't give a fuck. Great show. So funny. I love how it makes fun of itself and then it's just like, ha, anime cliche. Now let's do it.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know if we talked about it last week, but
We did.
The first thing I said to you was like, it's making fun of every anime trope and cliche you can think of,
And
but
then
at
it
the
just-
same time, it's awesome.
It fully just embraces them too, and it's
Yeah.
like, here you go. Here's that awesome thing we were just making fun of. Definitely go check that out. Any other nerdgasms I have? Not particularly.
All right,
There's a possibility of a Darksiders 3
possibility. Yeah, I heard about that.
if people buy into the definitive edition that was re-released. Who even owns that anymore?
I don't know.
Does
That's a
anybody
good
know?
question.
It was THQ that
Yeah.
went under, and then
Yeah,
I don't know
remember
what the
who bought it
current.
after the liquidation.
No, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, either way, they said they're not making a third if the second one, reselling and remastered edition, doesn't do good.
Do they really think it's going to sell that many?
I thought the game was great, but
Yeah, it was good.
I don't see it selling
it's-
hard enough to make them go, let's make another. It's just, nah, dude.
Yeah.
That was a period piece, and that period is about over. So, good luck, fuckers. Other than that, I think we're done.
All right. So next week,
Next week, Mega Man X has entered the stage to be disappointed with new power-ups.
so we got Mega Man X rejected boss battles. I'm gonna do 8.
You're doing 8?
David's gonna do 8
I'm doing 8?
because I'm telling you.
Fuck, man. That's a lot of bosses.
And next week, we're also going to talk about our holiday game guide. So that's when we're going to talk about some of the new games that are out, that are coming out for the holiday season.
worth keeping an eye out for, which, yes, Fallout 4 will be mentioned, even though I don't like it. Everybody else does. You got a problem with me, bro?
So
that was my Gary voice. Did it sound like Gary?
Yeah, it sounded like Colossus. Cartman,
What's wrong? What did they say? What disease does he have?
Yeah, but
He's retarded.
Cartman, a great episode.
One of the best.
All right, so check us out on Facebook, Twitter, all that good shit.
Podomatic, iTunes, Gmail as well. It's such a nerd pod. Unless you're on YouTube, then it's such a nerd podcast. Yeah. No. Yeah.